Yo, poppin' YouTube, it's your boy Jay, and today I'm gonna be giving y'all boys some free game on how to get y'all CDLs in 2025 and get straight to it. So first, let's start out with the age. You gotta be at least 18 years old to get your CDLs, and I got mine when I was 20, but I was driving trucks when I was 19. So yeah, you gotta be at least 18 to get your CDLs, and only thing is you'll have a restriction on your license to where you can't go out of state until you're 21. So that's the only thing. But you can drive trucks and you can have your CDL at the age of 20 to 18. So yeah, so after that, gotta be at least 18. So the second step, which is the main step, I would say is don't do no drugs. I know a lot of teenagers around my age, a lot of early 20s and stuff like that. Like y'all like to smoke weed and this, that, and the third. But you get your CDL, when you in the process of getting your CDL, you can't do that. I mean, I know y'all probably feel like y'all got y'all little tricks and schemes the way y'all can finesse a drug test, but when I took my drug test, I ain't physically have somebody watching me, but it was a dude in the, while we did the little P test and all that, this, that, and the third. And then with some trucking jobs, they can do a hair follicle test where they pull a hair follicle, and I think it go back like 3 months. So do not be doing no drugs. I say go sober for a good little bit before you start the process. But yeah, please don't do no drugs if you're trying to get your CDL. Because once you try to get your CDLs and you fail a drug test, it'll be on your record, and driving companies will not hire you if they see you got a failed drug test on your record. So that's the second step. So after that, you want to get your CDL permit. And the way you get your CDL permit is you go to a DDS and you just take three tests. It's a general knowledge test, I think it's air brakes, and then it's combination vehicles. I think that's what it is. And yeah, and all you gotta do is study. You can either get a book from DDS, or you can use the app I use with CDL Prep. Basically, you go in, you put in your state, and it got a whole bunch of different tests you can take. And pretty much, if you can pass the test on the CDL Prep app, I'll pop it up on the screen somewhere. But if you can pass all the tests on that app, you pretty much will pass the test at DDS, because they ain't word for word, but it's just common sense if you understand it on the app. So yeah, I say do that, and then once you take your test and you pass, they're gonna give you a CDL permit, and with your CDL permit, that's what you use to take to your CDL school. So what I did was, a lot of people, they paid for their CDL schools, or they either went through companies, but what I did was, we got a school in my city called Central Georgia Tech. Central Georgia Tech, they basically, it's like an actual college, it's a technical college, but they offer CDL programs. So I use my FAFSA, which my financial aid, which paid for my school, for my trucking school for free. So yeah, I didn't have to pay nothing to go to CDL school. So I went through there. I think it was total of like 8 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that, 8 weeks. We did 2 weeks online, and then the rest of the weeks was driving and learning how to do different maneuvers and this, that, and the third. So yeah, once you figure out a school to go to, the school suggestions I would say is, if you got like a technical college where you can use a financial aid to pay for it, I feel like that's the best route, because other type of companies, you're gonna have to pay out of pocket, and it's like, even if you pass or fail, that's that money gone. So I would say try to find a college, or you can try to go through companies, because I know I work for Coca-Cola right now, but I know like companies like Coca-Cola, Swift, and other companies and stuff like that, they got like schools where you can get your CDLs through them for free. But I think with some companies, you got to pay them back. Like once you get your license and start driving for them, they think they take money out your checks to where you got to pay them back. But I mean, you still making money and you still getting your CDLs, but I mean, it's just whichever choice that's best for your situation. If you're from the age of 20 or 18, I would say you'll probably have to, maybe harder, but companies like I could personally say about Coca-Cola because, I mean, that's who I work for now. And that's the only company I've been working for ever since I got my CDL. So I know with them, they offer, you can drive within the state basically when you're from the age of 18 to 20. So you'll have to get with a local company, but then again, it's kind of hard because some local companies, keep it real with y'all, some local companies, they want you to have experience and stuff like that. But I guarantee you, there's companies out here that hire you at no experience and they'll train you up just like Coca-Cola. I mean, it's not no ad, but yeah, like they'll hire you with no experience and stuff like that. And if you're from the age of 21 and up, I mean, you can pretty much either go over the road or you can do local because, I mean, you of age and stuff like that, so you can go out of state. So to backtrack a little bit about my CDL school experience, so when I went through the school, I went through Central Tech once again, and what I had to do was the first 2 weeks was online, and it was just like, you know, we had to answer questions about basically like what you took on the general knowledge and all that type of that type of stuff that you took to get your CDL permit. It was those type of questions. Online ain't really nothing. It's about the laws and all that type of stuff. But once we got in person, we started out with our pre-trip. That's what we started off with. We started out learning the parts of the truck and stuff like that, and because that's something that you're gonna have to take on your actual CDL test to get your CDL. But yeah, the pre-trip basically you gotta inspect the whole truck. I mean, even when you start driving, you gotta do a pre-trip before you even get in the truck. So before you even start driving, I mean. So yeah, so pre-trip is what we did for, I'd say we did pre-trip every day, but like we was mainly focusing on it at the beginning of the school. And then after that, we talked about we learned about the laws and how to fill out a log book and stuff like that, and the laws about, you know, the trucking laws and stuff like that. So we learned about that type of stuff, that different type of stuff. And then after we finished all that, we started working on our backing maneuvers like alley docking, parallel parking, and straight line backing and all those type of things, because those are things that you're gonna have to do at the test. So yeah, after that, then after we finished with the maneuvers and stuff like that, that's when we started driving. We went on it was like an open range somewhere, and we just worked on shifting because I got my manual license. Even though most trucks are going automatic, I got no restrictions on my license. I can drive a manual or automatic. So yeah, so we was working on you know, shifting and using the clutch and this, that, and the third. So I mean, it was rough at me first because I never drove a manual vehicle a day in my life. And I think it was like 4 of us in the class, and we all was struggling at the beginning. But after a while, we all caught the hang of it, and then, you know, we ended up getting used to it and ended up just coming natural. So, and everybody in my class passed, of course, because we had a great instructor. But yeah, so after that, it came test day after we, you know, went over everything every day and this, that, and the third. Test day came, so what I had to do was we started off with pre-trip, and I didn't have to inspect the whole truck. I had to do, what did I have to do? I think I just had the firewall of the truck to the back of the trailer. I think that's what I had to inspect. And then I had to do the air brake test. I think, yeah, that's all I had for pre-trip. I had to do those 2 tests for pre-trip, pass them with flying colors, because I studied hard because I wanted to get my CDL. So, and that's not to get off topic, but if you during school, you're gonna have to study, like especially that pre-trip, you're gonna have to study, because if you get one thing wrong on your air brake test, you automatically fail the whole entire test. So that air brake, you gotta study hard for. So yeah, so I passed all the pre-trip and all that with flying colors. And then my maneuvers, the 3 maneuvers I had was, I had straight line backing, I had alley dot, and I had offset right. Yeah, offset right. Basically, straight line backing is basically backing straight up, and alley docking is parking at a 90-degree angle. Basically, you come up and you basically bring the trailer in like that. And then offset right is basically you want to park spot right here and truck right here, and you basically parking in like that basically. So those are 3 maneuvers I had. I passed those with flying colors, and then after that, that's when you go on the driving. So basically, we had a driving course that we practiced in class, so it wasn't really hard for me. But I think when I went, it wanted to be heavy traffic, and mind you, we had to, like, I learned in the manual, so you know, traffic in manual it's kind of iffy, but especially when you just not learning how to do it. So so that was my only issue. But I mean, I got through it, and that's what he was comfortable with, because the examiner I had, he wasn't really trying to fail me. He was looking at it more as if being like how comfortable I made the scene and stuff like that, because it was a situation where I couldn't get the shifter in gear, but I don't know what it was, but I didn't panic. I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody else probably would have panicked, but I didn't panic. I just stuck to what I was taught, and I reset everything and ended up dropping it back in gear, and I didn't hold up traffic and nothing like that. I just dropped it back in gear. Like, you probably, from the outside looking in, you probably didn't even know I had a little brain fart, but I ended up getting out of the situation, and he was cool, and he liked it, and I passed that. So ended up getting back, and he tried to play me with a little bit. He said I failed or something like that, but I was kind of skeptical, because I mean, I was nervous the whole time. I was nervous before I started. I was just nervous because, I mean, it's like a big day, because if you fail, you got to start all the way back over. So, and I wasn't trying to do that. And yeah, so after that, I mean, you get your CDLs, and after that, it's just trying to figure out the job that's best for you and what you want to do with your CDLs. Me, I mean, I went to Coca-Cola, and it's been good thus far. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. But me, I've been driving trucks before I was driving trucks before I got my CDL, so I can tell y'all a little bit on why I wanted to get my CDL. So I was driving for a moving company, and it was a worldwide moving company. So we would go from state to state in a straight truck. I think it was a 26-foot straight truck, and I would go from, I didn't need no CDLs. Some straight trucks, you gotta require CDL Class B license. And oh yeah, but the truck didn't have no air brakes. So as long as they don't have air brakes on it, they don't require Class B license. So yeah, I go from like Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, stuff like that. So I was driving for them before I got my CDLs, and with me doing that, it made me feel like I wanted to. I was like, I could do this for a living, so that's what made me get my CDL. So I advise, I mean, any young person, because I didn't ever think about it, because I always looked at driving trucks was for old heads, but I mean, it's been making a good living for me. I mean, I do another video on y'all getting to know me and all the stuff I done accomplished and all the stuff I done bought for myself. But I mean, my CDL done changed my life around. Driving trucks done changed my life around. So yeah, I say that. So I mean, if you're young, you really don't know what you want to do, I advise you just go and get your CDLs and just change your life around. Like, when you don't got too many options, I feel like getting your CDL would probably be the best route to go, because I mean, it's not hard. It's not hard. I mean, it take a lot of time and effort, but I mean, it ain't impossible, because I mean, if I could do it, you could do it. So if anybody got any questions, anything about your process, what you need, this, that, and the third, y'all can feel free to DM me on Instagram or leave a comment, this, that, and the third. And if I helped you or helped you out, or if you feel like this video was very informative and it helped you out, leave a like, comment, let me know how y'all feel. If y'all want some type of trucking content or just day in the life content or just whatever type of content y'all want, y'all leave that in the comments and feel free to shoot me a DM. Y'all make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram as well. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Catch y'all boys in the next video. We gone.